Hi guys, my name's Andy. I'm an osteopath here at Physical Balance, and I'm here with Robyn, a massage therapist, and Bridget, a sports therapist. And today we're going to be talking about the importance of aftercare advice and exercise. So I'll start it off by kind of discussing what I typically do with my patients and what I think is important. So I think the biggest challenge is getting your patients to do the exercises consistently, as obviously we're all pretty stressed or finding it difficult to find the time these days.
Mm-hmm.
So I usually try and start off with just sort of one or two exercises, demonstrate that to them, and try to incorporate it for them doing it throughout the day, as opposed to sort of doing a set routine in the morning and in the evening. I'll obviously say that's kind of really preferable as well, and if they can do both. But for example, if they can find a way to sort of stretch their hamstrings or do certain stretches at their desks and make use of the tools throughout the day, I think that for me makes things a lot more likely to be compliant for them.
Kind of cheat it into their day-to-day routine
Yeah.
and such.
Yeah, and so for example, like one technique you could do is for say stretching the calf, so you could have like a calf bar, which is obviously just like a platform or a ledge that you use to then drop the heel down. But you could do that say in the bathroom as long as it's obviously sturdy whilst you're brushing your teeth. So little things like that you can also use to really just help them to incorporate it more easily with their day-to-day life.
Yeah, I think it's great when when you can do it in things like the shower. You could do some stretches in the morning. I always say if you're washing up, you can do some balancing on a leg or something. So
I do a pec stretch whilst people are making a coffee or something like that.
Yeah,
That's a good one.
Exactly. So all these things that are in people's lifestyle. Pelvic tilts where you're sat at a table or the traffic lights in the car. So it's just I find integrating it in is definitely really helps people with the compliance side of it.
I tend to use, I quite like the massage balls or trigger point balls with, and also the peanut massage balls, which are the ones that sort of together. And I feel like they work quite well when you're sort of post-training, sort of like once you've done your training session, maybe factor in 15 minutes of that session to do a little bit of mobility and a little bit of like self-massage with massage balls or whatever. Because again, trying to find a dedicated time to do a little bit of rehab and self-stretching or self-massage isn't always that easy. Whereas if you're going to be in the gym for 45 minutes to an hour, dedicate 5 to 10 minutes of that session to mobility work.
Yeah, and I think a lot of the tools that you can buy these days are actually quite cost-effective and quite useful, especially things like wheat bags as well that you put in the microwave.
Stuff like tennis balls work really well, as long as your dog doesn't mind.
Golf balls for the foot. Golf balls always rolling. All those golfers out there, always use them for the body of the foot.
And these are usually things that obviously you can keep in your bag or you just need limited amount of space to use. So again, trying to be aware of what's available and what the patient could use based on their lifestyle is important. And
So I guess the things we've been speaking about at the moment are probably range of movement. So we're trying to increase the mobility of patients by doing the massage, doing the rollers, etc. Maybe I give stretches as part of my programs. I guess you guys as well give lots of stretches to increase the range of movement. And then strength is obviously a lot of the stuff that I do. So I tend to give a lot of people strengthening exercises for all parts of their body to help stabilise a joint. And I guess you guys also do.
Yeah, same. And then using exercise-based software to be able to send the exercises to the patients, which is great. So they will sort of often have like a video demonstration, which is good.
I'll often get the question of, should I give up running? Should I stop doing certain sports? I mean, personally, I don't think that's the appropriate way to go ahead. I think you can adapt it, but what do you guys do? Because you're obviously different professions.
Yeah, so obviously majority of my patients are sport-based. Not everybody, it can be activity modification. So, changing how many times a day somebody does something, or times per week, or reducing their activity levels time frame wise or intensity wise. So this might just be reducing your football session to half an hour rather than an hour, or might be running only 3 kilometres instead of 5 kilometres. So something like that, just to try and
to tailor it to their
to tailor to them and to help people carry on doing what they love to do within managing their injury.
And it's all based on the specific person as well. It's not sort of a generalised thing like, you're a runner, so this is what we'll prescribe. You kind of always look as the individual and treat them as an individual.
Definitely. So that's the beauty of the rehab programme. So after every patient, And every session, I give a lot of exercises via the patient software, again, like Andy said, with the videos, with pictures, with information, with how many sets, how many reps, how many times a day you should do it, which means it's a great reference then for everybody to go back to and be compliant with the exercises, because they've been sent them, and it's just really, really useful. Patients love it, I think.
How important would you say aftercare is? I see so many people that are like, oh, do you stretch?
Yeah.
Would you make it...
It makes our job a lot easier if you do the aftercare, if you do the strengthening. So we can only do so much, and then we hand it over to the patient because they're going to help themselves get a lot better. So there is certain amount we will be able to do, but I definitely think the strength side of it, the flexibility side of it, and the activity modification, even the ergonomics. So we give advice on seating postures, sleeping postures. If somebody can do that away from us, then it'll help them so much in their recovery.
I think as well, just sort of small changes, how a lot of people will tend to sit, for example, with their arms rested on the computer chair, arms up here. And if you're doing that all day long, they don't necessarily understand, because they think that they're relaxing and resting, but actually just having them drop down gravitationally, like small things like that compounded over years, can make obviously a huge difference. So
well, I think those small bits of advice that we think actually are like I said, huge, because somebody does it every day, all day. So
game changers, really, isn't it?
So basically all the programs are individualised and tailored to the patient, which is great.
I guess the beauty of physical balance is we've got osteos, massage, we've got sports therapists, and all of us sort of work together as a team, so we can always, if I don't know something, I can speak to someone else, and together we can prescribe something specific for our patients.
It's easy to work collectively to help the patient progress the best they can, really.
Perfect.
Thank you.